A 58-year-old patient sat across from me a few months ago. Confident man, sharp, accomplished. And he said something I hear far too often. Dr. Amanda, it happened again. Things were going well, then nothing. I just lost it. She didn't say anything, but I could see it in her face. I've started avoiding intimacy altogether because I'm terrified of that moment. Gentlemen, if you have ever experienced what he described, losing firmness unexpectedly during intimacy, I need you to understand two things right now. Number one, you are not alone. This affects millions of men over 50, and the vast majority never discuss it with anyone. Number two, this is not a character flaw. It is not weakness. It is a physiological event, and in most cases, it is completely addressable. Today, I'm giving you 8 specific, fast-acting fixes that I actually prescribe and recommend in my practice. And fix number 7 is the one most men have never heard of, and it may be the most powerful of all, so stay with me. I'm Dr. Amanda Brooks, a urologist with 12 years of experience helping men over 60 reclaim their vitality, strength, and confidence. I've worked with thousands of men who thought their best days were behind them. Men who had quietly withdrawn from the intimacy they once cherished. My mission is simple: give you the real clinical information that most doctors don't have time to discuss in a 15-minute appointment. Before we go any further, hit that like button right now and drop a comment below telling me where you're watching from. It takes 1 second and genuinely helps this channel reach the men who need this information most. I'll be reading your comments personally. Let's talk honestly about what's actually happening and why this matters far beyond the bedroom. First, the vascular reality. An erection is fundamentally a cardiovascular event. Blood must rush into the penile chambers at sufficient pressure and stay there. After 50, arterial elasticity declines. Endothelial function, the inner lining of your blood vessels that signals dilation, weakens. Losing firmness mid-intimacy is very often your vascular system sending you a message. In fact, erectile difficulty is now recognized as one of the earliest clinical warning signs of cardiovascular disease, appearing on average 3 to 5 years before a cardiac event. Your body is not just affecting your intimacy, it is communicating. Second, the psychological spiral. One difficult experience plants a seed of anxiety. The next time intimacy begins, part of your brain is already monitoring, waiting for it to happen again. That monitoring triggers a cortisol and adrenaline response, which causes vasoconstriction, blood vessel tightening, which is the physiological opposite of what you need. The fear of losing an erection actively causes you to lose it. This is called performance anxiety, and it compounds quickly into avoidance. Men stop initiating, relationships cool, partners feel rejected, the silence grows. Third, the testosterone connection. After 50, testosterone declines at roughly 1 to 2% per year. But it's not just total testosterone that matters. It's free testosterone, the biologically active fraction. Low free testosterone reduces desire, reduces sensitivity, reduces the neurological signal strength that initiates and sustains arousal. Combined with the vascular changes above, many men are fighting a two-front battle without realizing it. Here is what I want you to hold on to. Every single one of these mechanisms is addressable. Not with shame, not with denial, with knowledge and targeted action. Let's get into it. Fix 1. Optimize blood flow with L-citrulline. L-citrulline is an amino acid that the body converts into L-arginine, which in turn stimulates nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is the chemical signal that tells the smooth muscle lining your penile arteries to relax and dilate, allowing the blood volume surge an erection requires. Think of nitric oxide as the electrical switch for your vascular system. Studies have shown that 1.5 to 3 grams of L-citrulline daily produces meaningful improvements in erectile firmness in men with mild to moderate dysfunction within 4 to 6 weeks. There is something quietly powerful about knowing that your body has the mechanisms for full function. It just needs the right raw materials. This is not about replacing what you have. It is about restoring what was always there. Take 1.5 to 3 grams of L-citrulline malate each morning with breakfast. Watermelon is also a natural source if you prefer food-first approaches. You can find pharmaceutical-grade L-citrulline at most supplement retailers. Give it 6 weeks of consistent daily use before evaluating. Fix 2. Address the morning testosterone window. Testosterone peaks between 7 and 10 in the morning. This is your body's natural hormonal high point. How you treat that window matters. Sleeping past 9 a.m. regularly disrupts the circadian rhythm that governs testosterone secretion. High carbohydrate, high sugar breakfasts spike insulin, which suppresses luteinizing hormone, the pituitary signal that tells your testes to produce testosterone. Chronic sleep deprivation of even 1 hour reduces testosterone by up to 15%, according to research from the University of Chicago. Testosterone is not just about libido. It is the hormone of confidence, initiative, and presence. Men with optimized testosterone report feeling more engaged, more assertive, more like themselves. This is about your full vitality, not only one aspect of it. Wake consistently between 6 and 7:30 a.m. Eat a protein-forward breakfast, eggs, Greek yogurt, or smoked salmon, within 45 minutes of rising. Get 10 minutes of morning sunlight to anchor your circadian rhythm and support cortisol-testosterone balance. These 3 habits cost nothing and produce measurable hormonal benefits within weeks. David, 61, a logistics manager from Texas, came to me after 2 years of progressive erectile difficulty. He told me, "I feel like I've lost the version of me that my wife married." After implementing the morning testosterone protocol alongside L-citrulline supplementation, 8 weeks later he said, "I feel like a man again, not just in the bedroom, but everywhere. My energy is back, my confidence is back." That is the transformation I am talking about. Fix 3. Eliminate the 4 vascular saboteurs. 4 common habits directly impair the vascular response required for sustained erections. Alcohol consumption above 2 drinks, smoking or vaping, prolonged sitting beyond 60-minute stretches, and processed seed oils high in omega-6 fatty acids. Each of these promotes endothelial dysfunction, damage to the blood vessel lining that reduces nitric oxide sensitivity. They don't announce their damage. They work silently, cumulatively, over years. I am not asking you to overhaul your life overnight. I'm asking you to recognize that some of the habits that feel like stress relief are, at the physiological level, trading short-term comfort for long-term vascular performance. You deserve to make that trade consciously. For 30 days, cap alcohol at 1 drink per day, consumed with a meal. If you smoke, speak to your physician about cessation support. Set a timer to stand and walk for 5 minutes every hour. Replace vegetable oils in cooking with olive oil or avocado oil. These 4 changes compound powerfully when done together. Fix 4. The pelvic floor, the overlooked muscle group. The bulbocavernosus and ischiocavernosus muscles of the pelvic floor play a direct mechanical role in erection quality. They compress the deep dorsal vein of the penis, trapping blood in the erectile chambers and maintaining rigidity. After 50, these muscles often weaken from disuse, excess body weight, or prior pelvic trauma. A 2005 study published in BJU International found that pelvic floor exercises were more effective than Viagra for restoring erectile function in men with venous leakage, the mechanism behind losing firmness mid-intimacy. This is perhaps the most empowering fix on this list because it is entirely within your control, it costs nothing, and it works on the exact mechanical problem responsible for mid-intimacy loss. Many of my patients feel a sense of agency return when they realize they can directly train the muscles involved. To locate your pelvic floor, next time you urinate, stop the flow midstream. Those are the muscles. Now practice away from the bathroom. Contract for 5 seconds, release for 5 seconds. Repeat 10 times, 3 sets per day. You can do this sitting at your desk, driving, anywhere. Results typically appear within 4 to 6 weeks of consistent daily practice. Michael, 55, a retired firefighter, had been dealing with mid-intimacy loss for 3 years. He had tried medication with limited success and side effects he disliked. He told me, "I just want a solution I can own myself." After 6 weeks of daily pelvic floor training combined with the vascular protocol, he reported, "The difference is night and day. I haven't lost it once in the past month. My wife says she has her husband back. That sense of ownership matters enormously. Fix 5. Reduce cortisol, the erection killer. Cortisol and erection quality are in direct biological opposition. Elevated cortisol triggers sympathetic nervous system dominance, the fight or flight state, which causes peripheral vasoconstriction and suppresses the parasympathetic arousal response required for erection. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated around the clock, gradually eroding testosterone levels and vascular sensitivity. Performance anxiety is essentially a cortisol spike at the worst possible moment. The paradox many men face is that the harder they try to perform, the more cortisol they generate, and the worse the outcome. Releasing the pressure, genuinely, not just telling yourself to relax, requires building a nervous system that is habitually calmer. This is trainable. 2 evidence-based interventions. First, 10 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing daily. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 8. The extended exhale activates the vagus nerve and shifts the nervous system toward parasympathetic dominance. Second, before intimacy, deliberately slow your breathing for 2 minutes. This is not mystical, it is physiology. Studies show this significantly reduces acute cortisol elevation. Fix 6. Optimize zinc and vitamin D levels. Quick pause before we continue. Fix number 7 is genuinely the one most men have never heard about, and I've seen it produce results when everything else has fallen short. Don't leave before we get there. Zinc is a direct cofactor in testosterone synthesis. Without adequate zinc, the enzymatic pathway that produces testosterone stalls. Vitamin D3 functions more like a hormone than a vitamin. Its receptors exist on the Leydig cells of the testes, and deficiency is strongly correlated with low testosterone and erectile dysfunction. Studies show over 40% of American men over 50 are deficient in vitamin D. Both nutrients are depleted by stress, poor diet, and aging. These are not exotic interventions. They are fundamental nutritional requirements your body already needs. It may simply not be getting enough. Correcting a deficiency is one of the fastest ways to see hormonal improvements, sometimes within weeks. Get a blood panel checking serum 25-OH vitamin D and serum zinc. Optimal vitamin D is 50 to 80 nanograms per ml. Supplement with 3,000 to 5,000 IU of D3 daily alongside vitamin K2, 100 micrograms. K2 ensures proper calcium metabolism. For zinc, 15 to 30 milligrams of zinc bisglycinate daily with a meal. Food sources include oysters, pumpkin seeds, and beef. Fix 7. Red light therapy for testicular function. The fix most men have never heard of. This is the one. Mitochondria, the energy-producing organelles in every cell, respond to red and near-infrared light wavelengths, 630 to 850 nanometers, by increasing ATP production. Leydig cells in the testes, which produce testosterone, are mitochondria-dense and highly responsive to this therapy. Multiple peer-reviewed studies, including work from Harvard Medical School, have demonstrated that targeted red light therapy increases testosterone production, improves sperm motility, and enhances erectile function. The mechanism is direct cellular energy upregulation. Your testes produce more testosterone because their cells have more energy to do so. I understand the skepticism. When I first encountered this research, I was skeptical too. But the biochemistry is sound, the studies are replicated, and I have now recommended this to dozens of patients with genuinely impressive results. This is not fringe. It is cutting-edge applied photobiology. Purchase a reputable red light therapy panel with both 630 nanometers and 850 nanometer wavelengths. Brands such as Juve, MitoRed, or similar FDA-registered devices are appropriate. Apply at a distance of 6 to 12 inches for 15 to 20 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week. The target area for testosterone support is the inner thigh and groin. You do not need direct application. Results in clinical studies appear within 30 to 60 days of consistent use. Gary, 64, a business owner who had tried 2 prescription medications without satisfactory results, came to me frustrated. He told me, "I feel like I've exhausted my options. I introduced him to red light therapy alongside the full protocol. 12 weeks later, Dr. Amanda, my energy is different, my drive is back, and the intimacy issue, it's resolved. I wish I'd known about this years ago. That is the power of addressing root causes rather than symptoms. Fix 8. Reframe the intimacy experience, the mental architecture fix. Sexual arousal is initiated and sustained in the brain before any physical response occurs. The dopaminergic reward system, the prefrontal cortex, and the limbic system must all be engaged and calm simultaneously. When a man has experienced mid-intimacy loss, the brain begins associating intimacy with threat rather than reward, a learned neural pathway that operates automatically and unconsciously. This is a genuine neurological conditioning that requires deliberate recalibration. The most important thing I can tell you is this: intimacy is not a performance with a pass-fail outcome. It is a shared experience. Partners, when communicated with honestly, are almost always more understanding, more compassionate, and less focused on the physical outcome than the man's internal narrative suggests. The silence is usually more damaging than the honest conversation. 3 action items. First, have an honest conversation with your partner. Not in the bedroom, not around intimacy, but in a calm, connected moment. Second, temporarily remove intercourse as the defined goal. Allow intimacy to be about connection, sensation, and presence. This removes the performance framework that cortisol feeds on. Third, consider working with a therapist who specializes in sexual health. Not because anything is wrong with you, but because this is precisely the kind of support that produces lasting neural recalibration. Here is your complete prioritized 30-day action plan. Start all 8, but if you need to sequence them, follow this order. Step 1. Begin L-citrulline 1.5 to 3 grams every morning with breakfast, today. Step 2. Implement the morning testosterone window protocol. Consistent wake time, protein breakfast, 10 minutes of sunlight. Step 3. Eliminate the 4 vascular saboteurs: alcohol, smoking, prolonged sitting, seed oils for 30 days. Step 4. Begin daily pelvic floor training. 3 sets of 10 reps, 3 times per day. Step 5. Practice 10 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing daily to lower baseline cortisol. Step 6. Get your zinc and vitamin D levels tested and begin targeted supplementation. Step 7. Research and invest in a quality red light therapy panel. Use 3 to 4 times per week. Step 8. Open the conversation with your partner. Remove the performance framework. Reconnect. That is 8 steps. Do them consistently, and at 30 days, take stock of what has changed. I think you will be genuinely surprised. If you have been carrying this quietly, if you have felt frustrated, embarrassed, or like something fundamental has been taken from you, I need you to hear this directly. You are not broken. You are not past your prime. Your body has not failed you. It has been under-supported, often for years, in a culture that doesn't give men permission to address these things. The men I described to you today, David, Michael, Gary, they are not exceptional. They are representative. Thousands of men are on the other side of this, living with restored confidence, restored intimacy, and a renewed sense of vitality. That is available to you, not someday, starting with the decisions you make this week. After 50, your vitality is not diminishing. It is waiting to be reclaimed, and you now have the roadmap. If this video gave you something, one insight, one fix, one moment of feeling less alone in this, please hit the like button right now. It is the single most powerful thing you can do to help this reach other men who are searching for exactly this. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 8 fixes are you starting first? I read every single comment personally and I will reply. Share this video with one man in your life who needs it. A friend, a brother, a father. You may never know the difference it makes. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Every week I publish new content covering men's health after 50, testosterone, cardiovascular performance, sleep, prostate, energy, and everything in between. This channel exists for you. I'm Dr. Amanda Brooks, reminding you that after 50, vitality isn't lost. It's waiting to be awakened. Take care of yourselves, gentlemen. I'll see you in the next one.